To ensure free flow of the needed foreign direct investments to Nigeria, the federal government must remove all perceived impediments. And in this regard, President Bola Tinubu has asked captains of industry in Qatar to report any Nigerian official who demands bribe before allowing them to do business in the country. And President Tinubu insisted that Nigeria will no longer be held back by bureaucratic bottlenecks and corruption that stifled ease of doing business. BK, I'll come to you on this. First off, let me get your perspective on the president's statements to Qatari investors. Let's have your perspective on this first, because there have been so many divergent views with regards to what he said.
It is a well-known fact that we have a big problem with corruption. Public servants don't want to do anything without their palms being greased. There are investors who have been frustrated, not just by bureaucratic bottlenecks in our country, but by the fact that they are bringing money into the country to invest in the country. Yet, some public servants will insist on being bribed. And these are usually highly placed people. Highly placed people in position to make good things happen. They would demand for bribe. And in the past, some of such investors have left our country in anger because they can't understand why anybody will ask them for bribe when, in actual fact, we should be happy and excited to receive foreign portfolio investment and foreign capital inflows, because we're talking about our currency now being weak. It is because of dollar illiquidity. We don't have enough dollars because we are not earning enough by way of exports and all that. But if foreign capital inflows come into our country, if foreign capital comes into our country, it will improve liquidity. The CBN governor was saying the other day that they've received foreign capital inflows to the tune of about $2 billion. All of this will help. If business is foreign investors coming to invest in enterprises in Nigeria.
Yeah, I understand your perspective.
Like MTN, for example, I give the example of MTN.
Right.
You know the difference that MTN has made here. In terms of paying its taxes, is one of the biggest in our country in terms of what they pay to us as a country by way of taxation, you know, by way of even employment of people, by way of capital injection. So you need those investors to come in. And that's why the president has been going around and he has made gains in terms of promises. They made, we are coming, we are going to invest to the tune of $30 billion, this and that. Investing in the power sector, investing in the health sector, investing in diverse sectors.
Right.
So we need them because it will help to boost our economy.
Yeah, in as much as we need these foreign investors, some have argued that the statement enough that he made in such a gathering is more like demarketing the country, because he is an ambassador of Nigeria, so he should represent.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree.
Right. Why?
I disagree because many of them don't even want to talk about Nigeria because of this kind of irresponsible behavior by public servants who would rather demand for bribe and anger people who want to come and invest and make your country better. So he knows that that problem is there. President Tinubu doesn't deceive himself. He's a different kind of person. And it's not at all times you expect him to be politically correct. He knows that we have that issue. He knows that many investors don't want to touch Nigeria with a long pole because of issues like this. And if in the past we had not addressed that problem, we had not punished the unscrupulous individuals who are demarketing, they are actually the ones demarketing the country. Because no one wants to come and do business in a place where they will be asking you for bribes, they will be asking you for this, asking for that, frustrating you. You are bringing business and people are out to frustrate you.
But do you
the
think
president knows that that is a problem.
Right.
He knows that in their hearts, a lot of them have made up their minds never to come because of issues like that. So he's gone to say, look, he has not come to say, my country is reputed for this. He's saying, if anybody, if is the active word, before people criticize, they have to analyze speeches properly. That is what our people don't do. He said, if anybody, it's a conditional statement. What is demarketing? He said, if anybody, if any of my aides ask you for bribe, report. How is that wrong?
But do you think the
how is that demarket? No, even let me ask even you.
Right.
You are saying if someone, it says if anybody among my aides asks you for bribe, report, so that you can see the way we will deal decisively with that person. Now, those unscrupulous people making life difficult for us, they've already had. They know that this president will not tolerate such a thing. They know that if those people report, the president will come for them. They know now. It's not every time that we just scratch issues on the surface. We will not want to address the problems confronting us as a people. I'm very happy that he said this, because I've seen that somebody granted an interview where he was talking about billions of dollars in investment that people were bringing. And they kept asking for bribe. They will make it difficult for you until you part with the money. And if you're angry, you fail to part with the money, you then leave. Who has lost? It's my country.
Yeah.
So it's not demarketing. He's saying that if he did not say, I know that you have had that in my country, this is what we do. If he said so, you say the marketer. Do these people even try to understand the spoken word before criticizing? Because I don't understand. He said, if anybody does that, report the person. Honestly, they will know now that if that had been happening in the past, it doesn't have official backing. And this president will not back any of his aides to take money from people by way of bribes. People would want to come and invest in our country.
Right. GKB, let me get your perspective on this matter, because although from the perspective I was getting, they were like, which investor would want to report to the president when you have corruption case or maybe allegation? Would you want to meet the president, who has now bring out himself to say, okay, report to me if you have any scenarios like this? Do you think an investor will be willing and ready to do that? Because already sending a signal that all is not well in your home.
No, I don't think that's it. He never said that.
Doesn't mean that all is well.
No, that's not what he said. What's saying is basically this, that he knows, like we all do, that there will be name droppers. The man who wants to make the money will tell you, the investor, that he's giving you an order from the very top. The man is now saying, if they drop my name as the clinger for that deal, call me. Because that's what they will do. They will drop name of ministers, they will drop name of those who are close to the president. Because we are talking about investors who are bringing in millions of dollars. So they will have moved beyond certain points, maybe up to the level of directors or PS. And at that point in time, the thing is almost done. So maybe one or two signatures to go. That's when they use that particular strategy, that you have to drop something. And it's not for me. It's ordered from the top. So what the president is saying essentially is what the Yoruba, I don't know how to say it in English, but there's a Yoruba saying that says that a man who slaps his own blood brother is sending a message to his stepbrothers that don't dare me.
Don't try it.
Because he has slapped his own blood brother. So the stepbrothers will be wary. So what the president is saying is clear. I know some people here or some people out there eventually will get to you. I will drop my name or drop the name of those who are close to me. Report them. So that game is now off the table. So whoever is planning to do that can no longer do that. Because if now say that, Mr. Investor, you have to give me X, Y, Z, I said, why should I do that? because it's done from the top. The investor can now pick his phone, mention the name of the person, and then report to the president. This, of course, will not take...
There are various means by which you can reach the president. You don't have to even call him.
No, there are things you can do. You have to get to a point that the president himself is aware that this will not totally eliminate corruption.
We have lost a lot of opportunities because of the activities of these people.
But this will serve as a notice.
There's a friend of mine who is a key appointee of the Lagos governor. I know what he told me. Somebody wanted to come and do business here. It was someone high up in government.
Very high.
You know the demand he made was that they should give him equity
in the business.
Yes. You're giving me, okay, what shares are you giving me? That he should now be co-owner of the business because you are trying to facilitate, make it easy for them to do business. These are irresponsible people. There are so many people in this country whose business is simply to line their pockets. Yeah. They don't care whether the rest of us, whether the country goes to places. All they're after is how they can steal from the country. And we've gone past that stage now. And the president is saying he will deal decisively with entrenched interests who are trying to frustrate investors from coming into the country. And he said something again, which the CBN governor has been doing. He said, you will be able to move your money in and out of our country. Why do you think Emirates and the rest of them have refused to come back to Nigeria? Because we are owing them. They've not been able to repatriate their funds. You come to do business in a country, and they are owing you. As we speak, $2.2 billion we are owing airlines. The CBN governor has been paying. Right now, they've paid more than $2 billion of those debts. And last week, they still pay $400 million. And they are saying, as they are paying, they are saying, no. Under this administration, you will be able to move your funds.
Flawlessly.
Those problems will not be there. That is why those investments, totaling $2 billion, came in. Within a short time, the investor confidence is better because they can see now that a government that is paying these funds that we are being owed, paying rapidly, showing urgency to pay. By the time we come here to do business, modalities will be in place for them to ensure that they do not owe us at all. So the president also added that, look, we will make sure that you are able to move your funds.
Right.
Nobody wants to go to a country where his funds will be trapped. Yeah. If you are a business person,
you are not Father Christmas.
You can't be happy. You've worked hard, you've toiled, and you cannot move your funds. Nigerian businessmen, people like Dangote and the rest of them, Dangote is in more than 10 countries in Africa doing the cement business. How will he feel if he cannot repatriate his funds into this? What's the essence of the hard work? So that is the thing. There are many things that need to change.
Right.
This corruption is one of the things that the West especially, they don't want to hear about it. If they know you don't respect human rights, if they know there's endemic corruption in your country, they don't want to come and invest in your country. And that's why the president addressed that issue. He knows that in their hearts, they've heard those stories. And he said, if anyone, if is the active word, if anyone demands for bribe, just for you to come and invest in our country, you are doing us a favor. If anyone demands for bribe, let me know that person. And there are channels by which you can reach the president. For me now, I may not talk to the president directly, but there are channels by which I can reach him. And I will be aware that he has heard me. So that is the thing. The investors know now that this is not that level of corruption is not official in nature.
Right.
It's just individuals, trying to make money.
Exploiting the system.
Don't see it as if it's been institutionalized in our country. No, it's just some black legs, some bad eggs, some good-for-nothing Nigerians who are trying to undermine our country with their greed.
All right, let's quickly move on to